Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So today we will discuss acid and base and acid and base reaction. I will divide the video into two parts. First is knowing which one is acid, which one is base, and the second one will be applying acid and base knowledge in the reaction. So first, in acid and base, you have a strong and weak acid or strong and weak base. So here are samples of strong acid, which are hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, and nitric acid. So which one is the weak acid? The other than the strong one, they are all weak acid. Actually, there are more than this sample for strong acid, but the one that we use so often in high school is these three strong acid: hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, and nitric acid. While for base, the one that will be strong base are the ones made from group 1A and 2A, alkali and earth alkali. Now, if you look at this, in group 1 we have lithium, sodium, potassium, and rubidium. As for group 2A, we have beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, and barium. So here you have lithium hydroxide, sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, and so on. As for group 2A, you will have magnesium hydroxide but two valence. So in the next formula, you will see something called valency. So which one is valency? These are the valency. So if you have two in it, so it's two valence. And if you have one, then it's one valence. Now, the formula, here are the formula for strong acid and strong base. Basically the same. Only the difference is, if you have an acid, then you have H plus. The valency will be, the H plus will be valency times the molarity of the acid. And then for OH minus, the formula will be valency times the molarity of the base. So what happened with the weak one? The weak one is a bit tricky because you have Ruth in it. So for weak acid, it's Ruth constant for acid times molarity, while for base is the Ruth constant base times molarity. These are to find the molarity for each H plus and OH minus. However, in acid and base, the one that we'll look for is pH and POH. Now, if you already get the pH or the POH, the formula for both will be the same, which is pH will be minus log H, while POH will be minus log OH minus. Then if you get an OH, the equation is always in pH. So next is going to be pH equals 14 minus POH. 14 is the P water, or the constant for water. Now, in the molarity part, here are the formula for finding molarity. So look at the question carefully. It could be mole per volume in liter or gram per ml times 1000 per volume in milliliter. This is milliliter. Now, we have an example here. I can zoom for a while. In here, what is the pH of 0.4 gram of sodium hydroxide in 100 milliliter of water? So you have a gram, you have a milliliter. We're going to use this formula. So M is 1 per times 1000 per volume in milliliter. So the mass is 0.4, the MR4 and AOH is 40. So 40 here times 1000 per 100. So just scratch the 0 and here. So what you will have is 0.1 m. This is the molarity of the sodium hydroxide. Next, we're going to find OH because this is base, so it's going to be OH minus. Valency times M. So, NaOH, the valency is 1 because you only have one hydroxide. Remember, if you want to have 2, it's going to be something like this. Valency is 1 times 0.1. So, the OH will be 0.1 m. Yes, the unit is still molarity. Next, so since you have OH minus, what you will get is POH. Sorry. POH will be minus log. Why 10 the power of minus 1? Because 0.1 is the same with 10 minus 1. Here you will have 1. Then this is POH. What we want is pH. So pH is 14 minus 1, which is 13. So this is the answer. Okay. Now, for this one, for this area, I'm going to add something here. Remember, if you have 0.002, this is going to be 2 times 10 the power of 1, 2, 3 minus 3. If you have 0.032, then this is going to be 3.212 power of 10 minus 2. That's how you work on this logarithm. Is it logarithm? I think it's a logarithm. So, next, we have another example. We have cyanide acid. This one is categorized as weak acid. So, here, remember the previous formula. Now open again. Weak acid, we're going to use this formula. So for weak acid, this is acid, so we will have H plus and root for Ka times molarity. Here is the Ka. 5 times 10 the power of 1. Now, remember, if this is a multiplication, then this power is going to be added, not multiplied. So you will have 10 minus 6 because this is addition. Minus 5 plus minus 1. So it's going to be minus 6. Now, next is, if it's a root, then this is going to be 10 minus 6 per 2. So the result will be 10 minus 3. Since this is already H, so you will have pH. So the answer will be 3. Okay, that is for the basic of acid and base. And we will move on to acid and base reaction.